Hey there, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to a very special edition of Saturday Fright Theater. I'm your host, Eric William, and tonight we have a very, very special guest. I'm going to bring him in right now. Samuel Haun, thank you so much for joining us. There he is. There's the man.
Hey, buddy.
Man, it has been awesome getting to know you over the years, and thank you so much for joining us here on a very special night.
Likewise, man. Thank you for having me out. I'm looking forward to this. I
So,
saw I saw that picture of us in the opening though, like my hair.
I was going to say, man, a little different.
I look like a rock star back then. What happened to me? I look like a dad now.
I was gonna say, growing up, man, it happens the best. My hair was out of control back then too, so I mean, I know
Yeah,
what
no,
you're
man. We had to shave that shit down.
saying.
Well,
So,
good to
man,
see you again.
it is awesome seeing you, man. It's you've been busier than a just all get out, man. I know you've got a lot to announce here tonight, and I'm just glad you spared a few minutes for me.
Oh man.
Let's talk a little now. Last time we left out, you had one of the best films in the film festival circuit back in the day. Now Wicked Season was absolutely just one of my favorites. Still, actually, one of my favorite films to this day that I've seen on the festivals, man.
Thank you.
And now that has completed its festival run, and now you got some news about that too, don't you? It's out there for people to watch now, right?
Yeah, I mean, the big premiere. I mean, it released right after that festival, November 5th. It went to Apple TV, Prime, Google TV, Xbox, Voodoo, or something. It had its old series for VOD, and then within I think the last month and a half, it hit Tubi for
Yeah.
free. So now, if anybody's got any kind of like on the fence about, hey, I want to, you can go watch it now for nothing, and and just enjoy that little man. I mean, it is a low budget film, but I think there was a lot of magic in that. In fact, a lot of people came together and really just work really really hard in cold environments to just trying to push through and make something of the caliber that it was. So
Right.
I'm really excited with the way it turned out, and I think we get a really good reaction from folks on the film, and a lot of people that it surprises me sometimes. They're like, "Hey, I saw your film," and I'm like, "Oh, and how'd you?" And they're like, "Oh, we loved it, man. Like, where's that sequel?" And I'm like, "Can't talk about that."
Trust me, I've actually brought that up a few times over the course that I've seen it, and I've run into people that have also seen it. And we're like, we that's the first thing comes up. I'm like, we're just hoping, fingers crossed, there might be one.
Yeah, it's a long story.
I
Um,
we get it, man.
yeah. I would like to talk more on that one, but you
Yep,
know,
yep, yep. I indie film, man. I get it.
but it's
So,
fun.
but like I said,
Stepping stone.
you have been so busy. Like I know you just completed a 48 not too long ago too.
Oh yeah!
48-hour
Oh my
film.
God, I forgot to make. Yeah, the Beware the Candy Maker. So
Yes.
actually, dude, I got a fun story about that too.
Yeah,
So
please.
it's kind of cool because it's a redemption arc, if you
Hmm.
will. Uh,
Okay.
Roughly 20 years ago, when I first started off as a director, and I had no background, man. I had no experience at that point. People were just like, "Hey, let's do this 48-hour in Dallas." So I mustered together this huge crew at the time and a whole group of writers and all this. And I've never worked with a cast and crew this size. Excuse me. Um, oh man, to say it was a disaster is maybe being gentle with it. Okay, I mean,
Gotcha.
I think the things like you get into a writing room and then everybody had an idea, and I didn't really understand story structure the way I do now. And now it's like if somebody says something and like, okay, this is a great idea on that part, but maybe we can't do this, or this is cool, we can do that, but we can't do this, or let's try to pull this off, or let's keep to themes, let's keep to tones when we have so many pages.
Right.
So back then it was like hours and hours and hours of back and forth, and then you get on set, and I didn't know what I was doing, man. And then I'm the one editing it, and I've come a long way in 20 years, even on that, right?
Right.
So we had what we attempted and I encoded it improperly at the end. And so we got it turned in on time, but it was so over pixelated
Yeah. Yeah.
that it was humiliating. And I ended up,
Oh.
so here's a confession.
Yep.
Being a young puppy, still in my 20s at this time, I I was so upset that I walked out of the theater. I went straight to the bar and I drank. Q&A, and I was just like, I'm a failure. I'm a failure. So flash forward to 20 years later, and then we do it again, and it was for the San Antonio race,
Okay.
and we were able to film in Dallas and do it. Um, it was a success. I
That's
mean, we
awesome.
had an even bigger crew. We had more, the talent was like super on point. I took the 20 years of experience of a director and working with crew and already making a feature. And then, after a 14-hour day on set, I took it back and I edited it that night. So we get out at like 10 on Saturday night. I went home, took a shower, and sat down. And I was cutting until 9 o'clock on Sunday morning.
Nice.
Sent it off to the sound designist. I took a 2-hour nap and then went back up to do color correction. He was working on sound. My DP was working on the post credits, and then our like production manager Audrey Pena, she was doing all the paperwork, and we turned it in first with like 20 minutes to spare. And then I noticed there was an error in the audio, like I left the track on from exhaustion, and I'm like, no, no,
Yeah.
no, no. So I beat the clock by still 5 minutes, but there was a
Dude.
point at 4:45. I'm looking at my girlfriend and I'm like, if anything happens, if I fall
Yeah.
asleep, you had like Freddy Krueger, like you have to wake me up. Man, my eyes just did this. And then and she's over me like, you have to wake up. And I'm like, what happened? 45 minutes, like a micro nap. But
Right.
the film worked out. It's screening this Sunday in San Antonio at the Deco Ballroom. And I'm planning on
Nice.
being there. And yeah, we made it in time, dude. They were like, hey, great work. The ending is just, I wish I could share it with you. I'll have to send it to you offline.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. That would be fantastic.
but to come back from what happened back then to now,
Right.
I mean, I got my arc. Like,
Yeah.
I got my redemption. I'm like, okay, cool. I can put that to bed. I don't have to feel that anymore from 2 decades ago. And we pulled it off. And then we're actually signing up to do a Texas horror cult, the Oneer Challenge.
Yeah. Okay.
Where it's one continuous camera movement, no edits, no cuts, all choreo. It has to happen on Halloween night. And we've got a pretty good story on that too. So I'm going to do another short before we're filming the next big short film while we're in the middle of the campaign. So just
Right.
being proactive, man, and doing more content.
Dude,
Director's
that's
got to
awesome.
direct you.
Right. Exactly, man. So
There's a whole lot of a story for that, but I thought it was fun.
no, that's really, really great story, man. I think
Thank
a
you.
lot of people out there that have ever attempted a 48 will greatly appreciate something like that, because I know I look back at my first 48 and oof, very,
Yeah,
very, very similar.
it can be humbling. I mean, it
Yeah.
really can. Like, and if you don't know what you're doing, to get everything done in basically a day,
Yeah.
as far as like production goes, it's tough. I mean, because you look at you think you had this perfect script on it. Even in this one, it was just like I was able to eyeball it though. I'm like, okay, we don't really need this scene. I mean, I know this is kind of a fun idea for me to put in, but
Right.
let's just cut that and let's move on to this other bit because it's still going to sell, still going to work, and then we're
Yep.
not doing a whole nother setup. And we made our day, man. Even after
That's awesome.
14 hours, I mean, we're almost to call grace, and I'm glad we didn't have to do that. So
Yeah. That was my first one. I had no concept of time, no concept of edits. Like literally, like you said, I just was out there shooting, putting it together, and I think what's the 7 minutes is what your
mhm.
finished product has to be. I was at
Yeah.
25 minutes
Oh my
for my
god. How did you pull off 25 minutes of footage on a
dude.
40? That's intense,
Because
bro.
so my first one had all these little vignettes, and I filmed way too many vignettes, and I was just having fun with it. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is work, this will work, this will work. And literally, as I have to cut. We're down to like an hour before turn in, and I'm still cutting in the back of a minivan on the way up to Cleveland, just trying to like edit in the back, literally edit in the back of a minivan. Turned it in with 2 minutes to spare.
That's crazy. See,
Got it
that's a
down
success with my book, man.
to
Mine was like that one back then was just it was so gross. And I've tried to find it. I've reached out to like crew people from back then, and
yeah,
nobody apparently has the DVD or the CD that we burned it on,
burned back then. Yeah,
which is okay. It's like let it die in the fire of the
just
past.
just let it go. But
That's
man,
and that's the thing about being how old on that and like time. Like there's some
yeah,
old junky things that I've directed in the beginning that there's no history of it.
yeah,
So
that's what's
it's
great,
right.
man.
It was before YouTube, I guess, really became
Oh
as
yeah,
big as it was.
yep.
But that's okay.
So
Let it die in the past.
exactly, brother. But that leads me to believe, like, into the next segment here. You have
Yeah.
got a huge project in the works
Mhm.
right now, man. Speak a little bit about that if you'd like. I know you've got a campaign that you're going here, trying to do a crowd fund for. If you'd like, we can jump into the video right now, let everybody kind of watch that, and come back and talk a little bit about it if you'd like.
Absolutely. Thank you, man.
Okay,
Let's do that.
cool. Let's give it a shot now, folks. Bear with me. Technology being what it is, we're gonna give this a shot.
It'll
So
work. I believe in
let's
it.
give it a shot. I believe in it. Let's do it.
What happens when opportunity knocks? And the choice you make changes everything. When a single moment can define you forever. Hi, I'm Samuel Haun, director of When Opportunity Knocks, a tense, old-school horror thriller told with modern filmmaking techniques. It's a whole new level for me as a director. Sharper, more precise, and more daring. It's also the first step towards my next feature, the horror epic Where the Monster Lives.
It's sharp, suspenseful, and bringing real life horror, and actually makes you feel something, which for me is a non-negotiable. I've worked in the film world for over 2 decades now, both in front and behind the camera. I've got to share the screen with icons and really learn how to make a bold, creative idea come to life without losing sight of what's real and possible in a production. And that's what brings balance. That's what will bring this project home.
Samuel and I began working together on 2 psychological horror shorts, Requital and One Last Call. We also worked together writing screenplays. That's led us to a deeper understanding of story structure and character development, the backbone of any great film. When Opportunity Knocks is going to be that kind of film. That's because the story comes from the creative team at Dream Sketch Films, with lead writer Katie Hibbert-Smith and Samuel Haun at the helm.
Samuel's like a brother to me, and after almost 20 years, starting Dream Sketch and working on multiple projects together, I know how much passion and precision he brings to a story. And this one, it's going to stick with people long after the credits have rolled.
When Opportunity Knocks is more than a short film, and it will leave audiences questioning what they've seen and how they should feel about it. We want to share this film with the world on a grand scale, seeking out the very best festivals and pushing it as far as it can go. To do that, we're making a short film with the drive, passion, and cinematic weight of a feature film. Every scene will be crafted to feel bigger than the format, carrying the intensity and ambition of a theatrical experience. And here's where you come in. Backing this campaign isn't just supporting a film, it's joining an experience. Through our perks, you can get behind-the-scenes access to the creative process, experience private screenings with Q&As with rotating cast and crew. You can join us on set or even appear in the film. Receive exclusive artwork, props, and signed memorabilia. And be a part of the festival experience with the updates, the premieres, and the announcements as the film travels the circuit. Each new reveal is another reason to be excited. And as a backer, you'll always be the first to know.
We can only make this happen with your support.
Every contribution brings us closer to production.
Even sharing the campaign helps more than you know.
When opportunity knocks, will you answer?
Dude.
Am I always so serious?
I was
That's crazy.
scared.
Those people who know me on set, I'm like, I am. Well, no, I am. I'm like always so serious.
So man, this looks absolutely epic. So
Thank
can you tell us a little bit about this project, man? What is all going into this? I know you've got some big announcements. You just made it a big announcement today. Tell us, man, what brought you down this journey, man?
So, yeah, and there's a whole lot to unpack here, man. I
Right,
mean, it really,
right.
it all kind of begins with Where the Monster Lives.
Yes.
Excuse me. Which just to kind of explain that too. So this short originally was a part of Where the Monster Lives, because not to go too hard into that story, but just so it makes sense, it's
Right.
the monster story is a pseudo anthology. Like it is an anthology, but it's not, because the way that the stories play out, they are an emotional reflection of where this character is with characters that are in his life. So even though they're like little standalone pieces, everything that happens within these stories or is about the emotional state of the character that's fantasizing these stories. And it's all like the pointing to the themes of his, I guess, the big reveal. I don't want to, it's so crazy trying to explain it because it's like I don't want to spoil it. But
Right.
but it's neat because it's very thematic. And so
Okay.
what I wanted to do, and this kind of like help clear it up easier and faster, but like Wicked Season for me was fun because it was an adventure. It was like a dark fantasy. E.K. Spila, Amy Holcomb, they had wrote it or had written it together. Not my language. I'm a director, man. I can't do the old grammar. Kidding. I'm not that dodo. But I wanted something a little bit darker. I wanted something heavier on themes. And so like Where the Monster Lives deals very much with like bullying and depression. And so in order to get to that place, to show people that we could pull off a story to that emotional depth, I wanted to do something before then to bridge that gap and to approach a theme that is delicate or dangerous in a way, which is why I love horror so much, because horror lets you confront subjects that typical films don't or people are afraid to speak on. And so when Opportunity Knocks is heavy about domestic abuse.
Okay.
And it's gender breaking too. Like typically you think of like, here's the man like abusing the wife.
Right.
Or abusing the woman. And while that is in this film, there's also the flip side of that too, where like an elderly man is belittled and beaten down by his wife.
Okay.
And so we kind of flip it on its head a little bit and we approach it. And it's a tough conversation to have. Because at the same time, too, we're dealing with a piece of fiction.
Right.
And so I think we hit that really, really well. And it's very much like that Rear Window kind of vibe. Like
Right.
it has like that old school kind of touch with a lot of push-ins and like a slow burn tension, but then it just keeps ratcheting up and tightening and tightening and tightening. And it's got this perfect story structure that when it hits at the end, my main goal, because it's trying to find the right way to word this.
Sure.
Like with Where the Monster Lives, by the time you get to the end of the film,
Yeah.
you don't know what you're supposed to feel for this character. And so I wanted to approach that in this one, that by the end of the film, this little meek man, like the action, the choices that he makes,
Right.
I want you second guessing what you feel about him. Like,
Okay.
is he good or is there something else about this?
Gotcha.
So I think we hit it. I think we'll hit it well. And then yeah, I mean, it's very much an intellectual journey. Like it's very layered. It's tough. It's brutal. There's a little bit of Coen brother humor in it. And at the same time, it's so messed up. It's like, oh my God, they did that.
Right.
But it's definitely not like super gory, but at the same time, like, there's stuff in there. But it's just the way it's conveyed too. Like some of it's real, some of it's not. Some of it plays into this old man's fantasy of it because he's a writer.
Okay.
So what gets super violent, is it real or is it not? Kind of thing. What's in his head versus the choices that he makes in reality, and then how we convey that. I don't want to. I wish I could just throw it in and show you the film right now, man. But I'm looking forward to making it though. And we launched on Indiegogo. What was the day? September 2nd, Tuesday?
Yes, I think it was Tuesday.
Right
Yeah, it
after-
was the day after Labor Day. Yeah.
Right after Labor Day, which, by the way, they say the best day to launch is Tuesday. And I'm like, does that count after Labor Day, though? Because technically, I felt like Tuesday was Monday, so I may have messed up, but we've had a really good momentum.
Right.
We're this film underdog, and we've already hit 10% at the time that we're speaking now.
Yeah.
So who knows what a few days from now will be. So
exactly. And folks, if you see, I don't know where that is, but the QR code above me here, You can scan that, make sure that'll take you right to that page to make sure you get involved and find out all the happenings too. That's because I, for one, am very excited about this, man. I anything that it's got your name attached to it, brother.
Thanks, man. Well, no, and my main thing is continuing to level up, and so
Yeah.
So then here comes when opportunity knocks. Besides
Yeah.
just the story, which
Yep.
this thing is just like it's a great engineering. I originally came up with the story, and then one of my lead writers at Dream Sketch, Katie Hibbard Smith,
Mhm.
was the one that took it and actually like, hey, let's expand it a little bit. And she
Okay.
just did magic on it, man. And then I went back in and I'm like, okay, I'm loving this. Let's add this. And we had this great dynamic at my company where we're able to like collaborate heavily. And I'm just a big collaborator, man. But I feel like what we came up with is just, I want to start releasing the scripted contest now. Like we've just been so busy going with it, but I think it'll be a big hit. And I plan to come back to Ohio for the
Awesome.
Horror Hotel, and I plan to just try to push as many festivals. And so that comes into, I Wicked Season did okay in the festival runs.
Yeah.
I think it confused some folks because they were expecting a straight horror film, and I'm like, this is not.
Right.
It's like I call it a horror noir. Like it's
Yes.
just it's a fun film. It's an adventure, if you will.
Yes.
With When Opportunity Knocks, it's horror, but it's also very much like psychological, like thriller, right?
Yeah.
But then I wanted to line it up with a proper cast and crew. Not that Wicked Season didn't have that. I don't mean it like that, but like I really wanted to bring in as many people as I could into the short.
Yes.
To really amp up the quality, like the director of photography that I'm working with, to the composer. We're going to do behind the scenes stories about that to kind of share that journey of like what's behind the making of like the visual look, what goes into making a score. I'm going to make one about the story, the characters, the themes, and then talent wise, we announced today the fact of Lynn Lowry, which for those who for some reason don't know Lynn Lowry.
Right.
I was actually watching Shivers last night, and I'm like, oh my God, Lynn. Shivers, The Crazies, the original one with Romero, 1975 or 73. I think it's 73. I get messed up with my years, man, my age. I Drink Your Blood, Fangs. Just an amazing, amazing talent, man. And I spoke to her the other day, and I'm just trying not to be a fanboy. And if Lynn watches this, she's probably laughing at me. But it was so cool because, like, the moment I saw her, I was like, man, I know those eyes. And I'm like, oh my God, that's Lynn. And so Jennifer actually, she had worked with her on A Hard Place. And she was like, well, who are you thinking for Sherry? And I'm like, well, I want somebody iconic from the past of like just, and still iconic today. Don't get me wrong. That she's like she's powerful the way she is.
Without a doubt.
Like, so she recommended Lynn, and there's a scene in the film, and we haven't whatever, but she actually has to crawl with this thing that's happening, and I'm like, I don't know if I felt comfortable because Lynn's I think 77, so I'm just out of respect. I'm like, okay, if you don't want to do that, I'll get a stunt double for you.
Right.
And she was like, and the manager actually talked to her agent first about it, and she was just like, you should ask her first. And I'm like, okay, but I'm just saying out of respect.
Right.
Dude, Lynn was like, no, I don't need no damn double. And I'm like, oh my God. Amazing. And, but they go to the site, there'll be a video with her that should be posted already by now. And then if just her talking and introducing herself, not that she needs it, but I'm just super excited. And that's our first major announcement. And as the campaign builds, we'll start to, we're going to leak out who the director of photography is. And these are all people with like heavy industry experience, man. Dude. Like everybody on this thing has been in the game for 20 plus years. We know how to make movies and we know how to work really well together. So I'm really excited.
I'm like, just when you mentioned Lynn's name, like I even fanboyed a little bit. Like I get it, man.
Yeah, like I tried not to like I was nervous. And I talk to talent like that, and it's like nothing. But for some reason with her, I was just like, okay, I'm not gonna say it. I'm like, I'm a big fan. I'm like,
it just came out.
I did it right away, and I'm like, oh, stupid. Don't ever do that. I never go fanboy over anything. But I'm like, I'm looking forward to working with her though. I'm actually I'm pretty excited about that because I want to give her just this amazing role.
Right.
And ever since like she got cast for it and we started talking about it, actually there's another dimension to her character that I came up with. And
Okay.
I was discussing that with her. I'm like, hey, so there's this line of dialogue that I'm going to add that your character says, but she doesn't actually say because it's somebody's perspective. But what it'll do is make your character not feel so one dimensional,
Right.
and it gives a little bit more behind it that really concretes in this one line of dialogue, concretes the question of how you feel about George, the husband,
Okay.
because it's a reveal of truth
Uh,
coming from him.
yeah.
So you're like, what the hell does I'm like? I wish I could say it, man, but
Hey,
that would spoil all the fun. But
exactly.
you'll get one of the first cuts, man.
Oh, I'm I'm super super excited, brother. Like I said, the minute that you even brought this up, and folks, like I said, make sure you scan that QR code. Check this out. Donate because it's only going to get better as it gets closer. You're going to see all the reveals. And I, for one, am looking forward to the. Is it weekly reveals? Is that what it's going to be, or is it
Oh
going to
yeah.
be? Okay.
Well, and to clarify that too, I'm
Yeah.
glad you asked that because we were kind of dueling around like how we wanted to handle that.
Sure.
So I made a promise to all the backers that they would be the first to receive any information.
Okay.
And so originally we were going to do all of our updates on Friday publicly. And
Mhm.
I'm like, okay, but that's like leading into the weekend. So I
Right.
decided that everybody who backs, no matter what amount of money it is, they go onto the backer circle. And so Friday, so like last Friday when we were updating for the land before today,
Yeah. Yeah.
I wrote an email to everybody. I'm like, hey, check it out. Publicly, it doesn't go out till Tuesday, but you're the first to know. So we're doing that on every Friday to the backers, and then the
Okay.
following Tuesday we release out to our newsletter for everybody else. Like, hey, this is what's happening, and so hopefully the press releases for Lynn get picked up, and it's going all over the place. But our idea, though, really was, especially for our perks, man, was to create an experience. Um, I've done Indigos, but Go-Go's before in the past, and I could never figure out why they didn't work.
Right.
And then I started researching and listening to different podcasts, and it's like it's not about the coffee mug, it's
Yeah.
not about the T-shirt, it's about the experience. And
Right.
then so I'm just like thinking to them, like, how do you connect with horror people? Like, what do they really, really want? Because I'm a horror guy.
Yeah.
And then one of my buddies, my creative partner, Mark Anthony, he
Mhm.
was the one that played Frank Lasseter in Wicked Season, the
Right.
groundskeeper.
Yeah.
It worked. Um, he was telling me how he went to this film convention, and you'll have to forgive me. I didn't look up her name before I'm saying it, but she was on Aliens. One of the Marines, the
Okay.
Latina. Ah, fuck, I dropped her brand. I'm so sorry out there if you're here. But he was like, man, I just waited in line and I got to enter. I got to talk to her, got to sign poster, and I'm like, they want to be in the experience.
Right.
And so that's why we're like, okay, let's hit a better angle at it. Yeah, there's stuff like the digital photo book. We
Yeah.
have an amazing BTS photographer that's going to be there. She's, taking photos of sitting presidents, a pope. Good friend of mine. I got her start 16 years ago. But so there's stuff like that. But then the Q&As,
Yeah.
we're going to have like a series of Q&As that are like online digital screenings,
Nice.
and then rotating our cast and crew with that. There's the on-set visit where people can come on and like hang out with us, but not just be an observer, but like get to be a part of family, because
Right.
that's really how I run my sets. I mean, even though I can be a
That,
little firm, it's still very much like a family environment. So
right.
they could sit there in their VIP sitting, or they can come up to the monitor, or they can have, a meal with either crew or the above the line, or maybe both if we have like a big gang dinner.
Right.
And then obviously they walk away with memorabilia and a photo op. But
Yeah.
it's things like that give them more of the experience and less of like the knickknack.
Exactly.
So
Yeah.
and we're getting pretty good momentum, man. My main deal was, though, like no matter what they donate, they get to watch the film.
Right.
And
That's
so
awesome.
even my lowest tier, everybody gets to
Gets to
eat at
watch
the
the film.
table and watch the movie,
Dude,
which is really
that's a
that's
yeah.
experience.
Yep. I was just about to say that's the legit experience of indie film right there. Like, people that are donating to it, like you said, everybody's got a knickknack somewhere, but giving them that experience, I think, man, very well done. Like this, the way you've got this tiered out is absolutely amazing, man. So like I said, make sure y'all get on there, click on that, donate whatever you can, because you are becoming part of this film family that you have generated, man. And I thank you for that.
And people are claiming them, man, and that's the crazy. Not that didn't think they would. Sorry, one of my cats were moving around. I am now officially a cat person.
Hey,
I used to be a dog, but my girlfriend has cats, and my little one brought a cat into my life, and now I'm surrounded by cats. But but no, people are picking up those other perks, man, and I'm like, it was starting to prove to me, I'm like, okay, this is actually working. Like this is what people are actually wanting for the money they put into it. So, and we have our knickknacks. There's a little white rabbit that it plays into the story.
That's awesome.
And once you see it, you'll be like, oh man, I want that rabbit. But we're actually going to get autographs. Like Lynn's going to probably autograph a certain set of them.
Dude,
I'll have my autograph's worth. That'll be on there. And just different ones. And that way we kind of mix it up and we kind of make it cool. And there's like scripts, I think, like signed pages, just different things.
And again, those are all the fun things that kind of still brings you into the experience of the film. I mean, literally, that's very well done, man. I like I said, I cannot wait. Your name's attached. You already had me, so so. But as far as outlooks, as far as what you can share at this point, any ideas as far as timetables? I'm not sure if you've even got something in your mind right now.
Oh, on the release?
Yeah, like as far as when have you got a timetable kind of set already in your mind?
So if things go smooth, like if we get enough backing that we can put it into production, because I heard that you could pull from it. My idea would be to get into production by mid-October.
Okay.
And no later than like beginning of November. Like Lynn's schedule, that's kind of going off of that. And I'm trying to kind of get her before like it gets too late into the year and all that.
Right.
And then we would shoot. My goal is 6 days straight.
Okay.
And then just push the crew. But from a feature level, like 6 days on a feature set kind of vibe. Like the same way we would function on a feature film, we would play the same game. And then the same workflow for post. And I've got great people on that, man. Besides the composer, Amin Imam, I call him Roy, but Rodrigo Santoyo out of Corosa Post out of Mexico City. Amazing, man. Great colorist. Awesome. He was on Wicked Season. He's actually going to do that and my visual effects supervising. And then I might edit. I might turn to some other people. Just depends on how much we raise. Pardon me wants to cut it, but and then mixing at Menza Studio, or it's Menza Music, but he was the same one that did my sound design and mix at that. So we have a really cool team on it, man.
I was going to say,
I might be on the edit. Hopefully to release by May of 26, if not before.
Okay. Dude, that's
because
awesome.
I want to get into that festival circuit run.
I was just about to say, so that's kind of like the ultimate goals in one sense, not only to get it made and get it out there and share with the backers, but to get it out there in festivals, like you said, maybe hopefully bring it up to Horror Hotel.
The Horror Hotel. That's in June, I believe, right?
Yeah. Yep. It's in June.
So I know he could probably take in a copy within a small time frame of that, but still.
Yeah. If we need to, there's always ways to get around it. We could I'm sure again it's got your name on it.
I know he will.
Yeah.
I'm not even worried about on the entry. He'll be like, come on, you want this. No, we would have it by then. I mean, I want to have the time to make sure it's perfect, but it's going to be roughly a 25-minute film, probably.
Okay.
25, 26. So those things take time, but
yeah, they do. Yeah.
It's kind of funny. Like after you've gone through the feature route, that's like one reel of what I think we could see with 5 reels of like 15, 20-minute blocks or whatever.
Right.
So just to do one reel, I'm like, oh, okay.
Oh.
But I'm also neurotic and I don't want to rush through it. I want everything to be perfect on it because I really want this to be this next real big stepping stone piece to prove that where the monster lives. Because I've been calling When Opportunity Knocks like a tonal experiment.
Right.
It is a standalone. It is its own story with a beginning, middle, and end, and the whole character world.
Right.
But it really is like even the way we shoot it, going from vivid color to black and white, like noir, high contrast. There's a reason for all that because every bit of that applies to where the monster lives.
Okay.
So like the look and the feel and the darkness of the themes, the intensity, the truth, and just really just the no fear approach to the film. Like
Yeah.
it's people are like, oh, domestic abuse, so you better be really careful. And I'm like, well, yeah, I will. I mean, we're gonna be respectful to it, but this is still a psychological thriller horror film. Like you can't be safe. You can't hold
Right.
back a little bit. I mean, I'm not the
Yes.
type to be gratuitous. I've never
Yeah.
been that guy, but it's not an easy subject. So
Mm-hmm.
you can't go in being safe, I
Right.
guess is the point. Otherwise people are like, they're being safe.
Yeah.
Wicked Season was a
That's
little
that's it.
safe, but it was. But it not in a
But that's
bad
the
way.
beauty
I
of it.
mean,
It
it
didn't
did its
feel
own thing.
at least as a viewer. Yeah.
What?
Yeah. But dude, I'm just very, very excited about this. I just if is there anything else that you can I don't that you want to share that we haven't covered tonight that I'm going to make sure that we get all the information out there to everybody for this and make sure that they get out there, click that QR code, donate, make sure you're backing this amazing project. So
And we are updating constantly. I
yeah,
think that's another big trick behind the campaigns of like letting them know where we're at with donors, where we are with the numbers, what are we doing next.
right.
And I feel like we're doing a pretty good job
Yeah.
of just keeping it transparent and keeping in front of them, even on a slow day.
Yeah.
And because it may look like a slow day in the front of it, but behind the
Hmm.
scenes, what we're doing. And we're plotting,
Okay.
we're planning, we're shooting reels, we're making phone calls. There's a lot of like development and pre-pro stuff already kind of taking place.
Okay.
So things are turning. But I guess really, if they can, there's the Dream Sketch Films page, which
Okay.
I think there's an older one out there, so ignore like a black crow silhouette. But the crow is like my symbol, like the
Right.
lone crow. But there's a crow with like a gold touch behind it, and that's the Dream Sketch Films official on like
Okay.
um, Instagram and Facebook. But we're going to be shifting a lot of our content onto that too.
Okay.
I still share from my personal page at Samuel Haun on Facebook and Instagram. You know, you want to come see a lot of that. Like I'm posting all the time, including just other behind the scenes kind of vibes and looks. But
Cool.
yeah, Dream Sketch Films and Samuel Haun, and just come support it. See a cool film.
Awesome,
We'll
brother.
make it.
Dude, like I said, cannot absolutely just wait. So, thank you so much, man, for taking the time out of the day and joining us here on this show. It
No,
is
thanks.
always fun to catch up with you, man. I like I said, folks, make sure I know I've said it a lot tonight, but make sure you click this link, check out all the pages, follow this because it is going to be almost guarantee it. But next year on the festival circuit, I am already excited. I'm already geeking out,
Oh,
especially
I'm gonna do some damage, man. If I get my cast the way I'm doing it, like I'm really I expect to push it out on a grander, like as grand scale as I can. Like I want to
yeah,
hit like the Sundance. I want to hit the South by Southwest after hours stuff.
just get the
I
yes,
want to
dude.
find every bit of it because I want to bring that quality to it so they can't dismiss me.
Right,
So
dude. Congratulations. I already know it, man. Cannot wait. Brother, thank you so much, man. It is always a pleasure catching up with you.
likewise.
We'll get you out here, man. Like I said, folks, make sure you click those links, check this guy out because it is going to be absolutely amazing. Until next time, folks, thank you so much for joining us on this very special edition of Saturday Fright Theater. We'll see you next time right here on Saturday Fright Theater, where every night is a frightful night when you're watching a movie. We'll see you next time. Oh, wait, I got to hit the button twice, apparently. So there we go. And there we go. I think. Nope, I hit it wrong. See? I don't know. I think this is now